on raising the debt ceiling, if you will, because some folks have done some in-depth research into the full extent to what the bill said and what it did and what the president signed. Apparently it is nothing more than the classic case of kicking the can down the road. And some have drawn parallels to the reason why Obama has recently spent some time with the King of Saudi Arabia, King Abdullah. As a matter of fact, I think King Abdullah just joined the president in his trip to Southern California to take a look at the drought situation, which is pretty severe and no doubt in my mind will represent itself in higher food costs in the not too distant future. And that's when people really will start paying attention. And so, what do I make of this strange world we live in? I think, without making it sound like I'm giving you a blatant plug for my website, I think I am pretty good at digging up those articles and videos of folks who I have followed in the past and give a high degree of credibility to, as far as their political leanings and biases, if they happen to obviously have a product that, shall we say, is aligned to whatever their reporting is about. In other words, the classic one is there are numerous stories, and I'm sure some of them are true, about the true extent of the radiation fallout from Fukushima. But whether I feel a need to hear a report on Fukushima and then a commercial for radiation pills, it's pretty obvious, to me anyway. No difference, I guess, to if I spent a considerable amount of time telling you that the world is going to hell in a handbasket and that we are all going to die, and the only people that are going to survive this Armageddon are those that are fortunate enough to hold gold and silver coins in their hands. For those of you who have listened to me over the years know that's not my style. This early morning broadcast I'm doing on Spreaker is going to be designed more to steer you into a particular direction that I feel is important for today's various speculations. And I have to say that getting up this morning, there were few, if any, reports that I could see that caused me immediate distress. It seems as though most have taken this opportunity to step back on this President's Day and take a day off, financially speaking. However, this is not to suggest in any way, shape or form that they aren't those that are taking this opportunity to once again remind folks that the parallels that led up to the collapse in 2008, I can remember vividly myself how when we first started to hear the rumblings of the collapse of Lehman Brothers and how so many people came rushing to an open microphone, such as Kramer, to say, "Don't worry, be happy, everything is fine, nothing is going wrong with Lehman Brothers," only to experience what ultimately would become part one of the collapse of the world's financial system, or as Hank Paulson stated to the Finance Committee of both the House and the Senate, that they had at best 48 hours in which to give him a blank check before the entire world's global financial system came to a grinding halt. Well, we are pretty much at the same place right now. The only difference being, to be perfectly honest with you, is there have been no fixes that have been put into place that would avoid a Lehman Brothers type collapse. And the debt bubble we are dealing with today is substantially higher than the debt bubble we were dealing with back in 2008. I have to say I agree with many other analysts out there that not only are we in a more precarious position today than we were in 2008, the metals will also make a repeat performance of the action we saw in 2010 when gold went from $1,250 to a high of 1,900. And many analysts at the time were, and I admit I was as well, looking for $2,000 gold. However, after following folks like Egon van Gruyers and Jim Records and Eric Sprout and Jim Sinclair and Doug Casey and many others, it is pretty obvious to me that we will reach a point where we have to do a reset. There's no other logical explanation. It's either we do the big reset or the world goes into complete economic just a complete and utter and total mess. We know this is not going to happen. But we feel strongly that one of the distinct possibilities of a reset is it will force central banks, either through the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, or the IMF, to reset the official price of gold. See, this is the hook in the whole situation. The official price of gold, according to the U.S. Treasury, is $42 an ounce. Using the Federal Reserve's own inflation calculator, a reset of the gold price based on what $800 could buy you in 1980. The reset price on gold today would be $2,400. Taking that same example of the inflation calculator, and you put in $50 in 1980, you would come out with the figure for silver at $140. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm in full agreement with many others who feel, based on supply and demand, that figure could go substantially higher. Anyway, about a minute left to go in this second segment of the Flipside. I'll be back this afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Micro Effect. You can find the link on my webpage at robbienull.com. Over on the Micro Effect right now, Mark Hornke and Don are currently on the air, followed by Jeffrey Bennett with Life, Liberty, and all that jazz. Then we have